This is a tutorial about assigning keyboard hotkeys in Freeplane. So what's the purpose of hotkeys? Hotkeys let you streamline fast access to features, some of which are buried in submenus. For instance, to make a node shape a rectangle, you have to go through this process on the menus and this process in the Tools panel. But with a hotkey, you can do it with just a few keys in combination. So Ctrl+Alt+R, and you can see that put a rectangle shape around the node. So if this was something you did a lot, or even a little bit, it would save a lot of time. I'm going to press Ctrl+Z to get rid of that shape. Using the keyboard and these hotkeys is faster than the mouse once you get used to it, and it leads to very fluid map making and use of the map. I understand the concern about having to fill your mind with a bunch of hotkeys you've had to memorize, but even just a handful of hotkeys can really be a super boost to efficiency. Just in passing, there is an in-between option between menu journeys and hotkeys, and that's command search. I've done a video on this if you're interested in more detail. Command search is accessed with Ctrl+F1, and you need to make sure in instances like this that menu items is checked. And let's just type in rectangle or start to. You'll see that we found it here, and we found the hotkey as well. So all I have to do is double click, and you can see that it added the rectangle. I'm going to press Ctrl+Z to get rid of that, and I'm going to click back in here and press escape to get rid of that. So the purpose is to make mind mapping fast and efficient and minimize brain friction. So we move to how to, and I'm going to filter this so this is all we see. Assigning a hotkey is a three-step process. You need to navigate to the menu that your function is located on, press Ctrl+Enter, and then press the key combination that you want to use. The first step is getting to that function that you want to remap and in the menu system. So as an example, on the Format menu, there's Node Core. On Node Core, there's Node Shape, and then there's all these different shapes. We've already looked at rectangle. Let's take a look at oval, remembering that we need to press the Ctrl+Enter key to make it work. So I'm going to press that now, Ctrl+Enter. And it's asking you to press the key combination that you want to use. So I'm going to do Ctrl+Alt+O and just press OK. And I'll try it out, Ctrl+Alt+O, and you can see that it put an oval around my node. And a tip here is to use command search as a road map. So oval, and with this in mind, you can click in the map and just follow this little breadcrumb till you get to oval. Format, Node Core, Node Shape, Oval. Now we've seen how to enter the key combination, but what if there's a conflict? If there's not, then your combination is accepted. But if that particular combination is already being used somewhere, then you need to make a choice and either overwrite the previous hotkey or try another combination. Let's see what that looks like by going back to Format, Node Core, Node Shape, and let's add something to a bubble, but we're going to try with the same key combination that we're using for oval and see if it'll let us. So let's get back there. Node Core, Node Shape, Bubble, and Ctrl+Enter. I'm going to do that same one we've already got assigned to oval. Let's see what happens. It's telling us it's already assigned. So do we want to make that combination apply to bubble now, or do we want to try a different combination? So let's try Ctrl+Alt+B. OK. And to remove a keyboard assignment, you use the same process. Format, node core, node shape, and let's go to bubble, Control Enter. This time you would just press the clear button and then OK. Clear, you would press OK. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Well, let's look at a few miscellaneous items. Again, I'm going to filter it. The first item is a little hobby horse for me. And then we'll look at finding what hotkeys are assigned, and then think about a little bit about strategies. When Freeplane is initially installed, the default is that the delete key will remove a node and all of its children, which in my experience can be hazardous because I've lost several important branches by inadvertently pressing the delete key and not noticing. So I recommend reassigning so that you add a helper key. I've got mine set to Control Delete, but you could do Shift Delete, Alt Delete, anything. It makes deleting more deliberate, but it doesn't add a lot of difficulty to it. You can find out what hotkeys have been assigned in a couple different ways. The most comprehensive is using the help key reference. So help key reference, that brings up this table that you can scroll through and find different keyboard assignments. I'm going to press Ctrl+A and copy, and then just escape to get out of there. Now this is a handy cheat sheet kind of, and it can be copied into a word processor. I've copied it into Atlantis word processor, and I've already set up a search, a find, and it's found two places where it's found rectangle. One is related to cloud, the other one is the one that we've been talking about. Another way to find hotkey assignments is with our friend command search. So if we type in shape, we can see that bubble has been assigned, oval has been assigned, rectangle has been assigned. You can also find hotkey assignments in the menus. For instance, help shows you that command search is Ctrl+F1, documentation. Each one of these, every item that has a keyboard assignment, you can see it to the right of the description. Now this may or may not be important to you, but I like to keep my hotkeys kind of consistent with the features that they're involved with. So details, you can create them with F3 and edit. You can show and hide them with Alt F3, and you can edit them in a dialog with Control F3. But they're all using F3. The same thing with notes. You can open the notes editor with Control period, and then other things that are related to notes are also combinations that include period. This isn't the only way of finding consistency, but it's one way. You can it might be helpful to kind of think through how you want to do it. So to recap, hotkeys help in making a fluid process of map making and use. It can be a really super boost in efficiency, and it avoids the mental choreography of having to hunt through deeply buried menus, which I find distracts my brain from the process of making the map. So I hope this has been useful, and thanks for watching.